What's up, y'all? It's Dr. David Roney. I hope everybody's doing well. Just parked, right? Uh, it's midday. I almost didn't keep up with my challenge. Today is what? Day 5 or 6 of my challenge of posting 31 straight days of videos to YouTube because I realize I'm running out of time and it's hard for me to sit down and write because that takes like a few hours. So I post my thoughts to YouTube. With that being said, I have a big move coming up next year, and so anytime you have a change in a life event, right, financially, I have learned in the past, and I made this mistake multiple times. I made too many big purchases all at the same time and changed a whole bunch of stuff all at the same time, sitting around life events. That's very, very bad financially, right? Because when you get to a new house, you don't want to make a whole bunch of new changes because you don't know what your budget is truly going to look like, right? And so what I've done in the past is like, hey, I went and got 2 new cars, when I got had the new house already, don't really 100% know what it is, and then I sort of have to like, damn, I didn't realize that was going to be expensive. Damn, this is going to be more expensive than this. And so over time, what I've had to do is learn like, hey, don't combine a bunch of life events. Maybe 1 to 2 at the same time, but don't make a bunch of financial decisions solely based upon like, oh, it's all brand new, it's all going to be good, it's going to fit to my projection. The reality is like a budget is like a theory. Life is the actuality, and things don't necessarily follow the theory, right? So you got to be very, very clear and very, very sort of purposeful about what you do when it comes to life events. Now, with that being said, there comes a point in time where your income is going to exceed your use of the budget or the need for a budget. Doesn't mean that you don't need to plan, right? Because you don't want to go out spending off willy-nilly. So that's important to remember too. Now, it's an interesting point to talk about spending. I have a couple young kids, and to be honest, because I was a saver, always a saver early on, because I learned originally that I was messing up my money, so then I went on the whole end of the spectrum and saved too much. I taught my kids about the importance of not spending money and spending other people's money instead. So they spend my money, right? Just like kids are supposed to do. They spend my money. But as a result, it's a perfect example. My daughter has a birthday coming up, and so she asked her younger brother, like, hey, are you going to buy me a gift? And he's like, with my money? Like, no, I'm not buying you a gift with my money. Why would I do that? I'll use your money to buy a gift, but I ain't using my money. My money's staying in the bank. And I just started laughing. I'm like, man, these kids are terrible. And then he came up to me and was like, can you believe she wants me to buy her a gift with my money? Like, I'm not doing it. And my wife had a good point where she was like, hey, it's amazing that the kids love to save. It's amazing. It's a great thing. But at some point we got to teach them it's okay to spend. And she's 100% correct. And she's been more along that lines now that she's like super into Ramit Sethi's stuff, right? Which has been great. And so I do have to teach my kids how to spend. And you have to have balance, right? Understanding when to save, when to invest, when to spend is important. Again, I tend to do a zero-based method. I try and sort of save and invest up front. Once that's out of the way, I then spend the rest. But I've done every single budget you can think of. To be honest, they're all gimmicks of some sort, just in order to trick your brain into doing the right thing and keeping enough money around and taking care of your bills. The reality is, like, for me, as long as I take care of my bills and I have a roof over my head, I'm always going to feel secure. But understanding spending is an important thing. And now that I have this life event that I have to move somewhere for a couple years, I'm going to do this as and make a concerted effort to try and set sort of like a par level of where I don't want to exceed. I don't want to go below a certain amount. I don't want to exceed a certain amount, because like I really want to get aggressive when my investing in the next couple of years. I also have other life events coming up, right? So as a parent, we never talk about the fact that, hey, you got to save and help. We talk about college, but what about weddings? What about first cars? What about helping your kids with a down payment? Yeah, I will help my kids with a down payment for their house, because guess what? Nobody helped me, and it was a freaking struggle. And we don't need to play the struggle Olympics. If I have the means, I'm going to help them put a 20% down payment. For me, I'm like, that just means that's just another investment. That's 20% equity in their house. Cool. If push came to shove, they can have the rest when they sell. If they really wanted to give me something back, hopefully they don't put me in a nursing home, but that's cool. Like, that's just an investment for me, how I think about it, right? I want to help my kids get along the right track. My whole goal is making sure that my kids don't start off the world with a bunch of debt, start off their career with a bunch of debt. If I can get them at zero, then they have a fighting shot. That's on them, right? And I say this all the time. Once they have their money and they're set up with their career, the rest of what they do is on them. They can't come back to the bank of dad, right? I mean, I'll help my grandkids whenever I have them. God damn, that sounds weird to think about it. But one day I'll probably have grandkids, and I'll help them, and I'll make sure they're cool, because grandparents do that. But my kids need to make sure that I'm going to get them to their career, and then they have to make those decisions. They have to grow up. But financially, that stress, if I can alleviate that, I am going to alleviate that. Because guess what? It's my money. I don't care what the rest of y'all say. It's my money. Anyway, quick video. I hope everybody's doing well. Remember, hit that like and subscribe button. Check me out on Twitter at FiSurgi, FISURGI. And I'm on Blue Sky as well. If you're on there, I don't post much, but I'll be on there at surgify.bluesky.whatever. Hope everybody's doing well. Talk to you later. Peace.